I'm here. I'm trying this out. It's going to be an unboxing, checking my grades. I did submission to SGC a little over a month ago. I think it was 11 cards. I had anywhere from Paige Beckers to Hank Aaron's to Talia Skrimski's. So I figured I'd try to do a first video and do this, revealing the grades. Now I haven't looked at the grades yet, just because I wanted to try this out. So I'm going to be curious just as much as you guys. So I just kind of wanted to show you the unboxing. Like I said, I submitted these over about a month ago. Sorry about that, guys. And like I said, even though I could look at the grades, I didn't, just because I wanted to try this. So, like I said, I got Carlos Gramsci's, I got Hank Aaron, I got Pesky, I got some Paige Beckers, and I think I got Ashlyn Shades. So it's like 11 cards. So let's get to it. So open this up. This is my first time ever doing this, so bear with me. Boom, boom, boom. Of course, SGC's got to pack it in a nice, big old pack box. You can see SGC authentic box. Boom, boom, boom. Move this down a little bit. Alright, so now don't mind my background, it's my sister. I'm just going to open this. Even though I asked her to be quiet during this, but you know that's not going to work. So there they are. Paper packed. I'm going to take this out. Flip them upside down. Put that over to the side. So I think there's 11 cards. It's hard to count them like this way, but I think there was like 11 to 13 cards. Like I said, it's been over a month waiting for these to come back. They're still having little issues with their grading, so it's taking some a little longer. Don't mind the noise in the background. I'm just moving the seat over so I can get behind my camera. Alright. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my receipt and we'll use that as my cover. So the first card is going to be the first card is going to be the Hank Aaron. Alright. Now, I personally think this card looks really, really, really well. I mean, it's off center, yeah. But the registration looks to be okay. My corners might be look like they're a little soft. I was thinking, you know, maybe a 4-3-ish. You know, I was thinking maybe, you know, if anything, a 3 or 4. Got a little rough on the edges, but it's a little bit of soft corners, like I said. But I was thinking maybe a 4-3. With the back, here's what the back looks like. You know, doesn't look that bad. Nothing really. I was still going to say with a 4 or 3. So let's see. Let's see what they gave us. Authentic. Interesting. What'd you say? Altered. Authentic altered. That's actually quite surprising because she doesn't. I don't see any issues that would stand out altered to me. I mean, these early cards, cutting all center and all them, were on the machines. you weren't always going to get a perfect card, but it says authentic altered, but doesn't say how it's altered. So interesting. I really thought it was going to get like a 3 or 4, but I do trust SGC. I do feel they're pretty strict and pretty honest. So I'll take it. I could take it towards worth, you know. Next one is a Caroline Duchamp UConn this year with Paige Beckers. On that, she was one of the star players. She was injured this year. But she's one of the star players for UConn women's basketball. Now, the corners don't look that bad, and I try to keep them pretty fair decent, you know. Here's the front. Of course, it's going to be a little, they're going to grade it hard because of it being shiny. They're going to be very particular in these, so I'm not going to be surprised if I don't get a 10. I'm at least hoping for a 9. I won't be surprised if I get it, because, again, I'm not going to expect it because there's always some issues with this part of it, or some scratch or tarnish or fingerprints they see, and which brings down the grading. So I'm going to say this is going to be, I'm going to say a 9. I'll say this will be a 9. Let's see. Ooh. There's no way this looks like a 7. But it could be, again, some of the things I'm missing. There could be some rolling over up here, which there might be. And there's some fingerprints right there. And then there's, so it looks like there's that right there. No, that's an E. That's what that, okay, so that's not an issue. There shouldn't be an issue. That's coming off from the picture. I don't know. 7, that's actually surprising. I don't know why. I think of, but no, because that's not even fingerprints. That's from the picture too. Oh. Yeah, you can see some, okay, digging right up in there. Okay, maybe that could be it. Oh, surprising. I didn't think that was going to be a 7. I thought that was going to be at least an 8, but I was going for a 9. All right, so here is Kaya Skremski rookie card. So 1960 rookie card. I got 2 of these. As you can see, there's going to be some. It's got some off center in the back, you know. But this is what the front looks like. So I was thinking no more than a 5, just because they're really harsh on these ultra cards. And there's some mark down there, and it's off center. Corners are a little soft. You can tell right there. That one's a little soft. But there's that right there. So, and then there's some over here in the Red Sox area right there. But, I mean, she's crisp. She's nice otherwise, you know, and the back is obviously off center. It's still a nice, beautiful card. Really beautiful. So, I was going 4 or 5 on this, just because I know how tough they are with vintage cards, which I would have been happy with a 4 or 5, even with a 3. But I'm going to say I think this was no more than a 4. I was hoping a 5. Let's see. Got a 4. It's a really nice 4. I think it could have pulled a 5, but I'm happy with a 4 on it. If it was anything less than a 3, I would have been like, what? But, well, I'm happy with a 4. So we'll put that one right there. And I'm a big Red Sox fan, so now that having that card completes my whole Yastrzemski run. I got a whole Yastrzemski run now, and that was the last card I needed for my Yastrzemski run. And at the same time I bought that one, I had bought another one, and like I said, I kept them both the same. I'm like, I was going to go more than a 5. I mean, I would have been happy if they went up a 5, but I looked them over, and I'm like, yeah, I'll be happy with a 4 or 5. 3 to minimum. But I also knew that this had some frame right here. That's off center, both left and right, and up and down. Some issues right there. Right there in the Boston. And you got some issues right here. Right there. Right over here. Back. Off center, left to right, and up and down. So again, I was expecting maybe a 4. I was even willing to accept a 3 on this. I didn't think it was going to get a 5 just because some of those more issues it has than the other one. So let's see what this one got. A 4. Huh. Interesting that they both got a 4. This seems like there's a lot more wrong with it, but it's got a 4 also. I mean, they're really nice cards for a 4. I'm not gonna lie, they're really nice cards for a 4. The other one I thought would have been at least a 5, but this I'm not gonna be upset. I'm happy they're both 4s. I'm happy. I'm happy with those grades. Now this card is a Ricky Henderson. It's a 1986 Ricky Henderson. My brother, the case initially cracked, and he wanted to get resealed. When he initially put it in, it was an 8. It was an 8 Ricky Henderson, but the case was cracked, and he wanted it re-slabbed. So what they did is, and it's a pretty nice card, for an 8. I even sent in the slap thing prior that said it was an 8. Everything. So hopefully they kept it at an 8. But let's see. Ooh, they went up half a point. I mean, someone found some. That's good. It went up a half a point. Nice. I know he's going to be happy with that. It's going up a half a point from an 8 to an 8.5. It's not bad. Not bad at all. So, you should be happy with that. This next one is a Sports Illustrated for kids. Now, these are always hard to get really high. Anything above a 5 on these. Really. This is Sports Illustrated for kids. It's Breanna Stewart. It's a 2015, I think it is. And obviously you can see some things. I already know there's issues. I don't know what's going to get, but I know it's not going to get 10 or anything above 5 because I know it's off center. I looked really close. It does look like it was cut. You look at it, you can see that it's been cut, trimmed, corners, top, bottom. Flip it to the back. You can see some lightning on the top. You can see that it's off center, both, top, bottom, left to right. So, Sports Illustrated cards, they're never going to be the perfect card. I'm going to be happy if I even get like authentics with these, just because, hey, at least it's acknowledging that it's a real card, because there's so many these cards are so flimsy in the Sports Illustrated for kids. But I like collecting them because, you know, they're actually one of the rare insert cards. So I had gotten a Breonna Stewart one, and I'll be happy if this is authentic. I really will, just because, you know, I have a couple of these that say they're authentic and they're 1s and 2s. The highest I got is a 4, which is the Paige Becker's Sports Illustrated for Kid. So I'm happy if these get, I'm not surprised if they get higher than a 4, and I'm happy if they're authentic set. They just don't get them authentic, because I can understand the nature of them being altered and trimmed and everything. So there's evidence of this being obviously altered. So almost with these cards, you got to cut right below the dotted or peripherals to get it to be anything closer higher than a 4. So, but she's really still a decent card, and I still like this card. So let's see what we got. Authentic. Evidence of trimming. Yep. The evidence, like I said, right here. So I'm happy with authentic. It's encased. It's, you know, it wasn't going to surprise me that this isn't authentic. I wasn't going to get an authentic one. I kind of expect it from these, you know. But Sports Illustrated cards are like really, they're rare, but they're not rare, but they're unique, and they're unique to have for a collection, especially if you're collecting certain players. So I'm happy with that. I actually am happy, because like I said, I already knew about the trimming, so I knew it was going to get a good grade in general. So the next one is a Nicky Mole, Yukon. This is the, I think the 23, 24 Nicky Mole, Yukon Panini Panini Instant Nil cards. If anybody don't know what NIL stands for, it's college thing for name, image, and name and image licensing that the companies and all that can do for college players when they're a star in college, so they can start getting stuff. Name and imaging licensing. So I thought this card was really good. I try to keep them in good condition as best as I can. Corners look pretty sharp. No fingerprints, or I don't see any gougings on the card. So, no, I try to keep it, you know, them fairly, as best as I can, in good condition. So let's see what we got this one. Ooh, 9.5. 9.5. Nice. I mean, I would have been happy with a 9, because I understand. But 9.5? Nice. Nice. So it pays off taking care of your cards. And my next card is a Kate Martin. Kate Martin was, if you don't know, she's a teammate of Caitlin Clark, and she was up there. If Caitlin Clark wasn't on Iowa, Kate Martin was like the second best. She was like Caitlin Clark's Scottie Pippen. So she's on with Golden State Valkyries right now. Last year she was with the Aces. So this is her Panini Concourse card from last year, not this year, from last year. It's her rookie card. The front, it says WNBA Select. It's her last card, 23-24. It's nice. I'm gonna say, you know how nice it is. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not always gonna give myself a 10, because I can always picture there's something that I don't see they'll find. So I'm always gonna go with 9. So I'm saying 9. Ooh, nice. 10. That's hard with a shiny card. Like that. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I got a 10 on that card. Sorry, I'm just moving these over. Nice. Alright, so the next one is another Katie Martin one. 2003, 2020, 2023, 2024 card. It's another rookie. Prism. I think this is the draft picks one, WNBA draft pick one. Again, it's shiny, so you know they always look for fingerprints and stuff. And corners, you can look at, you can see something like right there. Corners will look maybe a little beat up. Centering looks okay. The back, the centering looks good. Probably my fingerprints from touching this. And I don't see anything really. So I'm going to go with a 9. Like I said, I don't like giving myself 10s because they have the high-powered thing. So I'm not really good. For me to guess a 10, it's going to be very rare. So I'm going to go with a 9. The highest I was going to go is a 9. Let's see what I got. 9-5. Nice. So both her cards is a 10 and a 9-5. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. I like it when I get those. I'm happy when I get 8 on some of these things. You know? Just start moving them over. Alright. So, next card is Caitlin Clark. Another 23-24 Panini WNBA draft. You know, same thing as the last Kate Martin. I'm gonna. So that was 9-5. I'm gonna stay with my 9. You know. Again, doesn't look like there's too much issues going on. The corners look fairly good. So I'm gonna stay with the 9. Just like I said, I told you I don't always grade 10 just because I know cameras and these grading companies can see a lot more than what, you know, I can see. So let's see what I got here. 8-5. Ooh. Wonder what they saw that I don't see. Maybe that might be the issue. Digs there. Usually with these cards, it's always on the front. Yeah, I guarantee it has to do with that. A5. Yeah. I'll take it. I'm not like super pissed off. So, all right. So this one is another Caitlin Clark. Sorry. It's a Bowman. It's a Bowman University one. I don't think it's their Bowman first. I think it's the Bowman U Chrome. Let's see, turn around. Nope, it's not the Bowman first. I do have the Bowman first. This is the regular Bowman U Chrome. It's the regular Bowman U Chrome. So, I mean, it's fairly decent. Maybe something. There's the WNBA hollow. I know I can see some stuff right up here on the top. Some rollover. You can see maybe some fingerprints. Centering looks good. The Bowman U highlight. Back looks pretty good. Squared away. Corners might be a little touched a little bit. You see some of the rolling like right there. So I wouldn't be surprised if this has got a 9 or even an 8.5. I wouldn't be surprised if I got another 8.5, but I'll take a 9. It's definitely not a 10. So 8.5. See, that bears, I bet you some of the things that I saw. So, sorry, I didn't mean to take that out. And it's rays. So that wasn't that bad. I can deal with the 8.5s with that. Here's a Yukon card, a Panini Instant Yukon card of Ashton Shade, who's also another hot, with skills on the Yukon team. This is her 23-24 Panini Instant Nil card. Got some rolling right down at the bottom. Maybe something on the side. Again, I'm going to go with a 9. But it's not a bad 9, I don't think. If I go with a 9. Number 9, okay. I said, I told you, I don't go for 10s that much. Unless I absolutely know it's going to be a 10. But I'm happy with 9s. Let's see what this is. A 10! That's actually surprising. Wow. I like it. Nice. Got a 10. I have to move some of these over a little bit so I can make room for some of my other cards that are coming up. Well, those are my brothers, so I can do that there.